I'm in the wildest place in America, Alaska, for one of the most important days of Pokemon Go yet, which is a problem. Today's Shadow Shiny Mewtwo has been released in the new Shadow Raids for the first time ever. But the Shadow Raid system has proven to be nearly impossible for solo or small town players, and I have no idea how many Go players are hunting in the wilderness that is Alaska. But we've got to get this Pokemon today. And here we are at our first Shadow Mewtwo raid we've ever found or ever done. And we got someone in here, great. Jake is here with us as well. And luckily, we actually have two Shadow Mewtwo raids right next to each other. What are the odds, man? Here in Alaska too, it's gonna be really, really hard. The hardest part about this will be finding raids. The second hardest part will be finding people to raid with. Also, absolutely need to Mega Evolve our Gengar. This is gonna be the strategy here. And we've got 5 people in. Let's go. Shout out to the local Alaskan community and all the friends out here. And here we go. Our first Shadow Mewtwo raid begins. This is incredible that we have this and that this is in the game. I love it, man. I love it. Oh no, it's super effective against us. This will be insanely difficult. Dude, the damage this thing does is incredible. The really big thing here that's gonna make today a bit of an issue is the fact that today is Sunday. We just got here into Sitka today. We just got internet today for the first time in a couple of days. We've been out exploring the Alaskan wilderness and it was an incredible adventure, and we'll also make an incredible video, so stay tuned for that. But we only have 12 hours max today to get as many Shadow Mewtwo raids as possible. But the first one going down super duper well, and again, this is an iconic moment in Pokemon Go history. Shadow Mewtwo is one of the first Shadow Legendaries. It's not the first. Okay, Shadow Mewtwo is enraged. All right, so we have Purified Gems we're gonna use. I was shown and told to not attack until after it is subdued, mainly because it gets a 200% defense buff. This is important. Shadow Raid bosses get a plus 80% attack buff, which means they are 80% stronger when they hit, and a plus 200% defense buff, which means they're 200% tankier. So when they do go in rage mode, I mean, use your Purified Gems and dodge is the best way to go about this, because you will not do anything against a Mewtwo. Sweet, okay, nice, it worked. Also really important to know with these Shadow Raids, and I hate this system, and we'll talk about it later on in the video, but just the information, you can only hold a total of 10 Purified Gems at a time in your inventory. And out of those 10, you can only bring 5 in at a time into each Shadow Raid. If I'm not mistaken, it takes 8 Purified Gems to subdue a Shadow Raid boss once it gets enraged. So this feature, at least the tier 5s, are essentially impossible for solo players, players in small communities, or lower leveled trainers. So if you are able to get out with a group of people, and like we're doing right now, and take it down yourself a Shadow Mewtwo, know that you are definitely in the minority, and you are extremely lucky to be able to do so, which is what makes this Pokemon so rare. And also it happens to be the best, most meta-relevant Pokemon in the entire game. But we'll talk about that later. Because right now, for the first time ever, using our Shundo Darkrai, we have defeated a Shadow Mewtwo. Let's go with 137. Jake, get over here. GG's, Jake. Good luck on the show. Oh, here, Shadow Shiny check. Nice. Giovanni's down. We get a bunch of shards. Oh, I skipped how much shards. We get some Mewtwo XL candies. Yes. Here, Jake, you go ahead and check first. All right, Jake's Shadow Shiny Mewtwo check. World's first Shadow Shiny Legendary. Please. No. All right, here we go. Check number 1. Shadow Shiny Mewtwo. No, not on the first one. Wait, what's the hundo? The hundo is 2387. Right here in front of us is a 2382. This should be a Shadow 98 Mewtwo. Bro, oh my god. We have to catch this. Why did I use the Silver Pineapple Berry? Please. Yes, and we caught it on the first one, dude. There's no freaking way. There we go. That goes down. We get 4 XLs, 9 candies, 2382. First raid. Shadow 98. Oh my god, that is insane, bro. Okay, we have another way to do. We gotta get to that fast. Okay, we found the next Shadow Mewtwo raid, which was right next to where we were. Oh boy, get in there. Hello? Okay, Jake's in, he's starting it. My game is glitched. I'm reloading. Okay, here we go. Next, dude, this is so fun. It sucks that the only way to do this is, well, in person and with an in-person community, because a lot of people are gonna miss this because of that, and you don't want to miss Shadow Mewtwo. I'll explain why. You know what time it is. Shadow Shiny Mewtwo time. We've got another 5 people in here. I did my, oh no, I went in with a recommended raid party. Okay, so huge strategy here. Do not do that. Don't go in with your recommended. I'm actually gonna back out and jump back in. The recommended party will lead you astray. You wanna use, okay, all right. Just got a clothesline Mega Gengar. Sorry, buddy. So now, why is it such a big deal to get a Shadow Mewtwo in Pokemon Go? In terms of damage output, Shadow Mewtwo is the strongest Pokemon to ever enter Pokemon Go, and that will most likely ever exist in the game. Now, it is enraged. Again, the strategy here will be to dodge. As it's enraged, it makes no sense. It's got 200 plus 200%. Not plus 200 defense, plus 200%. So we're just gonna dodge and keep hitting this thing until we get 8 purified gems into it, which will subdue the Shadow Legendary. Okay, also there's a huge glitch right now to where it's not taking the purified gems. There we go. As you can imagine, the system's pretty buggy. Now, Shadow Mewtwo, again, is the strongest Pokemon in the game. As a Psychic type, it is the #1 Psychic type in Pokemon Go. It actually might be more powerful than its Mega Evolutions, which are not currently in the game yet. Oh geez, there goes the umbrella. Thanks, Jake. It also learns a plethora of other moves like Ice Beam and Shadow Ball. So it's a great generalist Shadow Mewtwo. Whatever charge move you have on it, it's going to be good when using. This thing is an absolute monster. And Pokemon Go's most coveted, most powerful Pokemon. And again, for the first time ever, it could be shiny. And all of this just kind of makes me a little bit more frustrated about the implementation of the Shadow Raid feature. And again, we'll talk about that probably in the next raid. All right, Shadow Mewtwo raid down. Fantastic. Let's see what the rewards we get from these in-person raids. Okay, we get 7 golden raspberries, 5 shadow shards. You need 4 for a purified gem, so that's great. Hyper potions, revives, 3 Mewtwo XL candy, and Stardust. Good. These are really, really good rewards. And now, check number... Oh, Jake, you want to hit it? Jake, checking the Shadow Shiny Mewtwo.
Please.
No! All right, let's see it. Shadow Shiny Mewtwo. Dang it! 23-10.
Dude, how did I get worse?
Jake keeps getting bad ones.
Oh my god.
All right, raid 2 down.
Purifying both of these.
All right, we have made it to our hotel here, and we do have a Shadow Mewtwo raid with 20 minutes left on it, hoping that we can get there in time. Jake's in the bathroom, and another Shadow raid happening very, very soon here too. We've already seen 1 Shadow Shiny Mewtwo today, but I still don't have one on my account. Can't end the day till we get that. All right, we have found ourselves in our next Shadow Mewtwo raid, and this time we only have 3 people. So, in this raid, I'm going to teach all of you how to take out a Tier 5, at least Shadow Mewtwo raid boss, with only 3, because there is absolutely a strategy here. And one that we've kind of been doing. I'm actually gonna dodge this, there we go. So essentially we're gonna battle this down until the Mewtwo gets enraged. Once the Mewtwo is enraged, all 3 of us will not attack. We're just going to dodge until we can use our 8 purified gems to unenrage the Shadow Mewtwo. Well, then we go in for the attack. I gotta dodge this, okay. I definitely do think this Shadow Raid system, I think it's gonna get a rework, and I hope it's going to get a rework, because as cool as this is, if you have a big in-person community, most people who play this game, like most people, don't have a big in-person community to play with. Also, it's just not really worth dodging at all, honestly. Unless the Mewtwo's enraged, don't dodge, just use your max revives. And actually, honestly, with just 3 of us, we're doing some good Joe DiMaggio right here. Yeah, my main problem with the Shadow Raid system is that unless you have a big group of people, Tier 3 raids are very hard to do and impossible for most people to solo unless you're very high leveled. And also the Tier 5 raids, as you can see from our struggles today, are also not easy to do unless you have a bunch of people. Okay, so now it's enraged. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna use our purified gems and dodge. And as you can see right now, there's no damage being done to the Shadow Mewtwo because none of us are attacking, we're all dodging. If you're looking at how to defeat this guy with only 3 people, this is it. Okay, cool, and right here, we're gonna use this purified gem. This should, nice, okay, sweet. So we have subdued it. So my biggest problem with this system is it feels like players who don't have big communities, which again, are most players who play this game, are being punished. Doesn't really feel like the players who have communities and are active in their communities are being rewarded. It feels more like everyone else is just being punished, which I think is like the difficult part about this system. Shadow Raids is one of the coolest features to come to this game in a very long time, and Shadow Shiny Mewtwo is absolutely one of the coolest things to come to this game in a very, very long time. And the fact that it is pretty much out of reach for most players, I don't know, kind of sucks. It's like a useless feature, really. Also, the fact that I'm not fainting out right now and I'm able to do, what is this glitch, bro?
Yeah, I'm glitched too.
Are you really glitched?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna back out and join back in. Who has Kyogre? What is this? Okay, so as you can see, we got 73 seconds. It's not looking good right now, technically, but because we were spending all that time dodging back and forth, we didn't do all that much damage to Shadow Mewtwo. So right now, we're actually gonna make up that lost damage. So what I feel like a better balanced system for this raid situation would be is that A, there shouldn't really be a cap on how many purified gems you should hold, and B, there definitely shouldn't be a cap on how many purified gems you could use in a raid. The fact that one single player literally cannot use enough purified gems to subdue a raid boss that's ridiculous. That forces people to have another person with them. Basically, this feature was made to prevent solo players or single off players from being able to complete this feature. It's just a really weird way to develop this. Oh, also 15 seconds. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got this, we got this. 10 seconds. Oh my gosh, this is so close. 9 seconds. Did we get it?
We did it.
Oh my god.
go.
5 seconds remaining, bro. And look, we had 3 people. Well, I'm level 50, and these other guys are higher levels in the level 40s, and we almost didn't get this. Feature's really difficult, and for it to be this difficult, I don't know, man. Oh, I sped through the rewards again. I don't know how many more raids we'll get today. This is really important that we get this shiny. And... No Shadow Shiny Mewtwo yet. The IV floor for the Shadow raids is not 10, 10, 10 like normal raids, but it's also not 0, 0, 0 like from Team Go Rocket encounters. Shadow raid IV floors are 6, 6, 6, which means this is the best way to potentially get a Shadow Hundo in Pokemon Go. And a Shadow Hundo Mewtwo is easily the best thing in the entire game. Well, a Shadow Shiny Hundo Mewtwo would be the best thing. So these Mewtwo Shadow raids are one of the most OP, amazing raids you could ever do in the game. And again, it's really only for people who A, logged in and played over the last 2 days, because this is only a 2-day event, and B, have other people to raid with. I guess the biggest problem that I have with this is that it feels like 100 steps backwards from where we were during the pandemic, which allowed for much larger scale global community play. It made the game more fun, more accessible, and more fun to play for everyone from anywhere. It made Pokemon Go feel like a video game. But now it feels like we're regressing to where we were back in 2018, 2019, where sure, the game was good, but it was much better over the last couple of years. But we caught our 3rd Shadow Mewtwo today, which is great that we're actually able to do these, and we're gonna keep an eye out in the nearby for more.
Oh, okay. We found the next Shadow Mewtwo raid. Up in 2 minutes.
Yes, we've got another Mewtwo raid, and we have 4 people inside of this one too. We're getting really, really lucky today with the amount of people joining the raids. Oh no, my Gengar is dead. No, Wi-Fi, stop. Dude, what was that? Come on. I got sabotaged. So now, how do we make this system more fair? How is there a rework that allows this Shadow Raid system and the Shadow Legendary Raids to be accessible to more people and make the game more fun? Well, I think that obviously a solo player shouldn't be able to take down a Shadow Tier 5 raid, because that's kind of crazy. But since you can't remote raid into these raids, they definitely should be a little bit more easier and accessible for, you know, smaller groups. So I will say, the fact that 3 of us can take these raids down is really nice, but we're all very high level, we have high level counters, and we beat it with 5 seconds left. Okay, here we go. Now it's enraged, so now we do the dodgy Purified Gem. If it takes 8 to subdue the Pokemon, a single player should be able to use 8. I also think that there should not be a limit on the amount of Purified Gems that you can store. And if there is a limit, it should be much higher than 10. I think that's a little ridiculous. Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. We subdued it. Nice. Because again, since you can't remote raid into this, having people there with you is more important than ever. So if the limits are removed or adjusted on the Purified Gems, I do think it'll make the system a lot better. Dangling this feature in front of people, but keeping it just out of reach of solo players or players with 1 or 2 friends who play the game just makes a majority of the player base feel that much more excluded from cool features and fun parts of this game. It makes people want to quit, not want to play, not want to participate. I don't understand the logic there. Well, I kind of understand. They want people out playing, but you don't gotta punish your player base. So again, getting super lucky today, the fact that we do have people to raid with. We've got 4 in this, but even with 4, we're gonna get kind of close down to the wire here. But boom, fantastic. The next Shadow Mewtwo raid is down, and let me know down in the comments as well. I don't know, what constructive criticism and feedback do you have for this system? How could we better improve the Shadow raids? Because I definitely think, like with the Mega system, this one needs a rework, and I think it'd be really good if it gets a rework. All right, Jake, show us. L. And here we go. Shadow Shiny check. God, dude, so much pain. This is weather boosted though, which is nice, but I got a really bad IV one. And we just knocked down another trio Shadow Mewtwo raid. We're doing pretty good, actually. It is 4:30, which means we have 3.5 hours until these raids stop spawning. So, another check. God, I didn't get it. Did you get it? Jake's checking. Did not get it either. 2281, also not the hundo that we're looking for. Okay, well, we have a couple more hours to make this happen. And another Shadow Mewtwo raid has gone down. It's 5:43. We only have an hour and a half left of potential raids, and there are not many spawning in the area, as you could imagine. Shadow Shiny check, please. No, dude. Ooh, 2351. Hey, yo, wait. Isn't it 2380 something that's the hundo? I don't think this is what we're looking for here, technically. Caught it in the first ball there, and honestly, we're getting a lot more than I thought we'd get. Decent IVs on it. At the same time, this is a Shadow Mewtwo, which means these IVs are actually incredible. Previously, the best IVs you could get on a Shadow Mewtwo were, well, obviously 100%, but I'm pretty sure the field research, well, I guess the GoFest one was a little bit better than 666, but this is incredible IV floors. And right now in the nearby, we have no more Shadow Mewtwo raids, so hopefully within the next hour and a half, we get at least one more. But if not, we have something cool to do. Now, I'll be honest with you, this might be the end of the road for our Shadow Mewtwo hunts, but we did get this insane Shadow 98% IV Mewtwo, which is one of the best things in the entire game. And honestly, oh god, I forget, we need 360 XLs. You know what? Screw it though. 312 XL candies, 500,000 Stardust, 500,000 into it. Gonna bring this as close to level 50 as humanly possible. 4,657 CP, making this one of the best Pokemon in my account and overall in the entire game. So that's a huge win, but today might be ending without the brand new Shadow Shiny Mewtwo. And who knows when this is gonna come back. But honestly, we tried, and not bad for a rural town here in Alaska.